geography. In today's class we are going to see about resources. Just close your eyes. You are in front of the dining table. What do you see? There are foods, plates, cottons and utensils, etc. Okay, these are some of the things needed by human beings. So it is known as resources. Okay. In today's class we are going to see about what do you mean by resources, types of resources and classification of natural resources. Okay. The first thing is we are seeing about what is resources. Resources, which is nothing but satisfaction of the human wants, is known as resources. Now we are going to see about types of resources. The first one is human resources, and the second one is about human made resources, and the third one is natural resources. Yes, what are the types of resources? It is three types. One is natural resources, human resources and human made resources. In human resources, take for example, you are gone to an industry, that is for example, நீங்கள் வந்து இங்கே போயிருப்பீங்க, அதாவது இந்த நெசவாளி, அதில் என்னன்னா ஹியூமன் ரிசோர்ஸஸ்னால் அங்கே ஒர்க் பண்ணுற எம்ப்ளாயீஸை வந்து ஹியூமன் ரிசோர்ஸஸ்ன்றோம். ஹியூமன் மேட் ரிசோர்ஸஸ் பார்த்துட்டா missionaries, what they are making, that is with the help of the missionaries they will make the silk thread. So human made resources which consist of missionaries and natural resources. In natural resources, that is they with the help of silk thread, they will use the silk, and under silk, the silk which comes under the natural resources. I come again, human resources which consist of what? Employees. And human made resources consist of the missionary. With the help of missionary they will work. And then natural resources is they will contain silk materials. Next, we are going to see about the classification of natural resources. In classification of natural resources, before going to that, what do you mean by natural resources? Natural resources, which is nothing but it has been happening naturally without the help of the human, that is humans. Okay. Now we are going to subdivide, we are going to see about the classification of natural resources. It has been divided into three types. One is human made resources, and another one is natural resources, and the third one is human resources. Now we can see it by one. First one is human made resources. It has been further divided into two categories. Actual resources and potential resources. Okay, what is actual resources? Actual resources is nothing but the quantity will be known by the person is known as actual resources, whereas for potential resources it is just opposite, that is the quantity will not be known by the person. Okay, that is it comes under the human made resources. In natural resources it has been divided into so many categories. That 4 categories has been divided as, that is biotic resources, abiotic resources, renewable resources, non-renewable resources, right. In natural resources, these are the types has been categories, that is biotic resources, abiotic resources, renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Coming to biotic, which deals with the plants, animals, that is the living organisms, and abiotic resources, which stands for, that is the non-living thing, that is air, waters are the some of the abiotic resources. And next for renewable resources, in renewable resources it can be easily renewed in nature, so that the lifespan is for short period only. And for non-renewable resources it takes for it is not easily renewed, so it comes under non-renewable. For say for example plastic can be it is a non-renewable resources. In natural resources, how many types are there? 4 types, namely biotic, abiotic, renewable and non-renewable resources. Next, human resources. Coming to human resources, it has been divided into 2 categories. One is ubiquitous resources, and another one is localized resources. In ubiquitous resources, the quantity of an individual and it is in the form of larger quantities, and in localized resources it is just opposite, is only for smaller quantity. So in these are some of the types of human resources. As a whole, the classification of natural resources has been divided into 3 categories, that is human resources and human made resources as well as natural resources. Right, and human resources has been subdivided into 2 categories, that is actual resources and potential resources. It deals with the quantity of the individual, as well as natural resources has been divided into 4 categories, that is biotic, abiotic, renewable and non-renewable resources. Biotic, which means it deals with the living organism, and the abiotic resources, it deals with the non-living organism. Next, human resources is ubiquitous resources and localized resources. According to the quantity of the human needs has been said by human resources. These are the classification of natural resources. For that, 3 R's to be followed. The first one is reduce. The second one is recycle. And third one is reproduce. First one is reduce. According to the needs of human needs, it should be reduced. Say for example, the reduce. We should not waste the water. Next, recycle. We can easily recycle. The old clothes can be easily recycled and reproduced. In reproduce, we will see about if there is anything like bottles. It can be for meant for home decoration. Like that we can reproduce it. These are some of the 3 things we can balance for the natural environment. One is reduce, and another one is recycle, and third one is reproduce. These are the 3 R's should be followed in the human life, and it is useful for saving of our environment. The next thing we are going to see about natural environment. How it is has been used in our life activities. That is conversion of usage in our day-to-day activities. Okay, you have seen that solar, you have heard about solar energy. So what do you mean by solar energy, students? Solar energy is nothing but it comes from the sun. So it will be the form of like this only. With the help of the sun's rays, when it has in the pad, it will form the solar energy. It is useful for cooking also. If we take the fossil will be reduced, that is the LPG gas. There is no need for this only. So in natural environment, for example, as I said, solar energy has been useful, right? Fossil fuel LPG, the gas has been reduced and will not be taken place. Okay students, now we are going to, I'm going to allot some of the activities for you with 3, as I said, about the conservation of our environment, right? In it that we followed 3 R's. 3 hours, right? So with that you should do an assignment. What are the things? This is a homework with the 3 hours. What are the things which is useful for you? This is a home assignment for you. In today's class, what have we seen about the meaning of what do you mean by resources and the types of resources, as well as the classification of natural resources, and how the conservation, how it has been balanced with our day-to-day life, as well as these are the things been taught in this lesson. Thank you.